let's go to the next one. It was voted on by everybody but me, coming in with 23 points. Sorry, guys. It does have an 80% Rotten Tomatoes score, 87% audience score. This is a movie we talked about before. This was the first of this franchise, and you guys have always said this is one of the manliest movies there is.
I already know.
1987 Predator.
Wait, have you seen the handshake? Have you seen the handshake scene?
You son of a.
It is the manliest. I mean, you want to talk about man meat?
Is it definite suns out, guns out with everyone there?
Yeah, except for Shane Black. You know, he's
Oh
just.
yeah, one of them. Yeah.
But you know that's I mean he's one of the worst characters in the movie. You know, all the other guys. You know, you just see that it's prime beef. Like you get this is like that top of the line USDA meat. You know, you get top choice here.
But let's talk about the cast, though. I mean, you got Schwarzenegger, you got Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers. I mean, you got a stack cast.
Billy Duke. Yeah.
And I know he's saying Bill Duke's not muscular, but you know he brings that attitude.
He got that face. That face.
Yeah.
But you just know when you see this movie, oh yeah, this is real. These are going to be some crazy monsters or like aliens that they gotta, if they're beating these guys, like come on.
Well, that's what makes it so good.
Yeah, what's machismo dialed up to like 10 to 11? You know, my wife watched that movie with me, and she's like, "That's such a boy movie." I'm like, "Duh." I mean, how could you not like that movie? She's like, "That is so silly." Because like, there's one scene where like Schwarzenegger like lifts a car up, you know, like not like over his head or anything, but he like lifts it up to like get something.
So she's saying he can't do that in that day? She's saying he couldn't do that in his prime.
Yeah, when she's like, why is he not wearing armor? Like, I'm like, because he has to show his muscles off. What are you talking about?
Yeah, did you tell your wife, like, why would he wear armor when he has those muscles?
The muscles are his armor.
Have you not seen those pythons?
I'm like, it's hot out there. They're in the jungle.
If I had a bot like that and someone's like, you want to wear some armor? But no, not with this.
Don't need armor. I got these babies right here.
And we discussed again, that's what makes Predator so good, is that this alien is killing these alphas, if you will, with ease.
The design on Predator is top notch.
Yeah, much better than that original design.
That was awful.
I think it also did well with getting the action movie stars of really coming in with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was still at his prime, peak action movies during the 80s, and with other people. But also, like, this is magic that Predator series has not been able to capture, like, ever since.
Yeah.
Trying so hard to do it.
Prey was good. So I had some.
Prey was very good, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
But it took quite a long time for them to come with a decent one. The second was terrible.
2 was awful.
Yeah.
How hard is it to come up with a good idea for this type of monster? I mean, it should be easy.
All right, we're going to go to our number 4. Come in with 25 points. Came out in 2014. We literally just talked about this one. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, 81 audience score. This is the start of this trilogy over a dog that was killed and said, don't ever mess with man's best friend. It is John Wick.
This one definitely has the biggest like emotional impact of all of them.
Yeah, for sure. But I just chose this one because this one did a great job setting up the lore of this universe.
The badassery of John Wick.
Yeah, they really built him up to be like this, I mean, almost godlike character. But, you know, that's where we get this one. They also do the name Baba Yaga.
We call him Baba Yaga. Boogeyman? Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the boogeyman.
You know, calling him the boogeyman, or sorry, not the boogeyman. He's the one who's
the man.
Kill the boogeyman.
Yeah. So cool.
And I like the villain on this one. He's not John Wick's equal in fighting, not at all. But he just is such a businessman politician. It just kind of is a good combination there. Yeah. And he does have some good one-liners. And he just the way he talks to his son.
He pretty much tells his son that he's like, "You're gonna die. There's nothing you can do."
Papa, я все исправлю, пожалуйста. Мой сын. John will come for you, and you will do nothing because you can do nothing.
Because you can do nothing. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And guys, it's not just a dog. It was his dying wife dog that she gave him to help him move on after
well,
her
not
death.
to mention she died of cancer and all this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, John Wick's going to be extra salty about that. And then this one also, we got a good. This was the one with the appearance by Kevin Nash. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
He lost 30 kilograms.
Hello, Francis. Mr. Big.
Ты похудел.
20 килограммов.
Да. Впечатляет.
One scene, but we were like, "Is that Kevin Nash?"
I didn't have the question. I knew it was Kevin Nash.
Right.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the fourth one.
Look, he's one of the smartest people in the whole series. He's like, all right, I'm not gonna mess with you, John Wick. I'm just
I
gonna
know.
go.
He just takes his earpiece off and leaves. I'm like, smart man.
Also, it was the first time he did his catchphrase. Yeah.
I think I'm back.
You thought I wasn't gonna-
Bill again. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
I was like, you thought we weren't going to forget.
I was waiting for you all to say it. I know they're going to say it.
Just shame on both of you.
You
Just-
better have 9 years of watching this movie. You had 9 years.
You know, stuff happens. You get busy. You know, Transformers come out. Fast and Furious has come out. You know, I'm a busy guy. We're going to go into our next movie. Speaking of people who haven't seen movies, this movie, it is the rare, beautiful film that can take even the most staunch cinephiles and reduce them to giddy children, flushed with excitement and rooting for the hero to win. This was voted on by everybody but Max. 97% audience tomato meter score. 86% audience score. This is probably one of the highest octane movies I've ever seen. From the second it starts to the moment it ends, it is at 100.
10 and doesn't stop.
It is Mad Max Fury Road.
Can we talk about how it's like one of the best chase scenes ever? Like, I mean, it's got a dude being chased. It's got Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron being chased, and they're being chased with a guy with a flamethrower guitar. How awesome is
Like-
that, dude?
Oh yeah. and the guitar, they have the drums going.
They're killing it.
Shredding it.
They are getting ready for this battle. Like you're pumped. I went into this movie because I saw this in theaters. I hadn't really seen the first Mad Max, any of the Mel Gibson ones. I kind of knew what it was about. I more kind of also remember the California Love, which was kind of based off the Mad Max movies than I did the movie. But when I saw this, man, it was like, oh my God. I went away from that like, good Lord.
And something that needs to be discussed is practical effects over CGI.
Mm-hmm. Practical effects will win every time.
Oh, yeah.
Like all those stunt performers, they did those stunts. That was not CGI. It looked really nice. It was just nice to see a major blockbuster action movie not overly rely on CGI.
I liked Tom Hardy's portrayal of Mad Max. He didn't talk a lot in the movie, but I think that's probably better than having him talk too much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It
a
helped
role
with the
that doesn't
character.
need it.
Wasn't he like kind of quiet in the original, like the very first one? I can't remember.
But yeah, and even like Nicholas Holt's character was pretty good, and even just all the villains and everything they go through just to get to that point. This also, I know, was really praised for its a lot of femininity and a lot of girl power in this movie, especially with Furiosa, the women in the area she was from, and everything. It was one of the big praises. I remember a lot of people loved it.
She kicks ass.
Oh yeah, Max, you need to see this. All right, this next movie we're going into a number 2. Came in with 34 points. Everybody but D3 voted for this movie.
I already know what it is. How have you not seen this movie, Bobby? How have you not seen this movie? That's what I want to know.
All right, before he goes and spoils it, let me at least say,
I will explain.
It's 25 years? No, 24 years old.
This was a very popular movie. It's been parodied. Lines from this. It did also start probably the perfect role for them because of their acting levels. It came with 88% tomato meter score, 85% audience score. Came out in 1999. This was a very big spawned a franchise and has spawned a 4th movie recently. This is The Matrix.
Look, hon, I seen half of it. I was
How?
very high. I
How
was
could
very
you
high
stop?
when watching it.
How could you
But
stop?
here's the thought, how was that the first time you saw it when you were in college? How was that the first time?
I just was, and I was very high,
Yeah.
and you know what? And I was feeling underwhelmed.
Wow.
Wow.
Kiss.
In my my altered mindset, I could not get over the fact they were using humans as batteries.
Bobby, it's a sci-fi
Oh my
movie.
God.
Get over it.
I was in an altered mindset, and I was fixated on that.
Oh
He
my
was
gosh.
also he was also dodging bullets. Did that blow your mind? That is that too unrealistic? for you?
No,
I don't
I don't
know if
think
they
he
got
got
that
to
far.
that part. He didn't
I
get
don't think I
that
got
far
to that.
because that's at the near the end.
Yeah, that's at the end.
I don't even know if you were there for when Morpheus got captured yet. Like you didn't wonder, oh my gosh, which pill would I take? This whole idea.
Oh, I'm a red
being in
pill.
the this whole idea of us being in the Matrix and the whole idea of you can literally learn anything in like blink of an eye. This was well done to the Wachowski sisters. This was again their biggest. I mean, they haven't done too well after this. But
No.
this was like the idea, the concept of everything was just like wow.
Unfortunately, they have not been able to recapture it.
Unfortunately.
It is unfortunate that this movie has so much wasted potential. Which I
Well,
guess
yeah.
another movie we'll talk about might have some of that too.
This needs to be given to somebody like a Christopher Nolan or something.
Oh my gosh, where he would take this with the oh wow.
Yeah, the Wachowski sisters, like they had their run with it, and they've proven they're one-hit wonder with it, and you give it up for someone who has some talent.
Now, guys, what if Will Smith took this role?
Dude, one of the
I
biggest
It would have been a different
It
movie.
yeah, I don't think it would have been good because
He
he
has
would
too much charisma.
he would have had more speaking lines for sure.
He has too much charisma. You would have had to change who Neo was. He's too charismatic.
He would have done, he would have done some comedy lines, and the movie really wouldn't call for it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, Morpheus would have been played by somebody different. Would have been Lawrence Fishburne. It would have been Val Kilmer. So that makes it like a whole.
But Jacob,
what
if
it's
he played this, then Wild Wild West would never have existed.
I know, and would be so much worse off with that.
Now, would he have made a song for Matrix? That would have been interesting.
Oh, God.
I mean, he had some bangers at this point. This is still like post end of his like still cool rap career. To get back to this movie, I think it was well casted with Neo, Keanu Reeves as Neo, Lawrence Fishburne, but also Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, he was
Look,
amazing.
I would say he was very good as Mr. Smith from the parts I saw.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, he was good in series. Like, he was an amazing bad guy in this one. I was like, yeah, Agent Smith was no joke. And all, and Neo stops the bullets at the end of the movie and it's like just picks the bullet and you're like, oh my god. Like yeah, it was really good.
I mean, it's just like the whole world they built with it is so interesting and so neat. I'm just so sad like it could have been fleshed out a lot better.
But I've virtually seen the whole thing at this point.
Oh my gosh, you need to sit down and watch the movie. All right, we're gonna go into some honorable mentions. We're gonna go into one that was voted on with 5 points. Only myself and Max put it. It stars pretty huge dude. It has probably one of the greatest trailers. In the trailer, there's a phone call, and it's probably one of the most terrifying phone calls I've ever heard with one of the best lines. It is Taken.
Yeah, I think 99% of people who saw this movie were sold based on the trailer alone. Like, all right, yep. I got to see what a man who speaks with this conviction can do.
Give this girl back. This ain't ending well for you, man. Like, that was the most terrifying thing you could. I was like, dang.
Well, then his cocky,
Lord.
and then that guy's cocky response of good luck. I'm like, okay, don't piss him off
Guys,
more.
I resaw this movie maybe like a year or two ago. I still enjoyed it, but it was not as good as I remember, to be honest with you. It was cheesy as hell in some points.
A part of the reason it's lost some of its lusters, they did the sequels as well. I think if this was a standalone, to be more highly regarded because the sequels were awful.
Yeah. I mean, I still like the original, but yeah, some of the like especially some of the chase scenes were like really cheesy. Like, no, I don't think they're well done. But I mean, the movie's still pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, I had probably a lot because of that trailer and the phone call was such a great scene. And the action.
Yeah, I mean that is an iconic scene. That's the best scene in the movie.
By far.
Yeah, well, just that confidence. It's like, I will find you and I will kill you. Like it's like ain't no problem, I will do it.
All right, we're going to go to another honorable mention, but this was voted on by Vitamin J. It is Rambo First Blood.
Yeah, I feel like Rambo wasn't actiony enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, for most of the movie isn't, but near the end, when they're in, when he's
Yeah.
and stuff, that's when
It's definitely like the best plot.
It's the best one, yeah.
Fair.
Okay, we're going to go to one of the mountains. It was his number 10. It is Die Hard.
I feel like any action movie list has to have Die Hard in it, right? I mean, it's the one, the epitome of an action movie, but it really put Bruce Willis to a new stratosphere.
Well, it did change how a lot of people did view action heroes.
Yeah.
And his iconic line.
Yeah, Yippee-ki-yay, yeah.
Mhm.
But again, if someone just had that already in the arsenal, I was like, okay, why am I messing with you? You already have a catchphrase.
Alan Rickman was fantastic.
Yeah.
First acting role, too, in Hollywood, man.
Yes, R.I.P.
Hans Gruber.
Yeah, Hans Gruber.
You know, I do think like the original. If you watch like how this was made on Netflix, I think Frank Sinatra was originally the choice to play for the lead in Die Hard.
Well, like in the 80s?
Yeah,
What?
it's gonna be like it's gonna be a sequel based off one of the early movies he's done.
How old would he have been?
He would have been in his 70s. He'd be in his 70s.
Yeah. I was like, he had to be up there.
They quickly realized that was just not a good idea.
Cool. We're going to go on one more. D3 and Max voted for this. It is The Raid.
Look, balls to the wall, man.
I've actually never seen The Raid. I'm a little embarrassed.
Wow.
Same.
I was like, I have such shame.
Either.
Both movies, when they have Mad Dog in there, those are some of the best fight scenes. The action, it's just nonstop. Do yourself a favor, just YouTube an action scene or two.
I mean, I've seen like the car scene. I've seen like the car scene or whatever.
That's the second one. Yeah, way they legit pass the camera back and forth while riding on a speeding car.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Look, we do need some representation for the foreign markets, and it's one of the best. I think it's Indonesian. It's really good.
All right, we're going to go into our number one, coming in with 48 points. Voted on by number one by everybody but Vitamin J.
Wow.
Came in with a 93% tomato score, 95% audience score. This was the sequel to a franchise. They have yet to capture this magic.
Not even close.
They have tried so hard. It has many iconic lines. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, it's
This movie was
the
a
best action movie ever made, and I've said that for years now.
This movie was a shock to me because I saw this before I saw T1, like a lot of people.
Yeah, me too.
So I didn't even realize Arnold Schwarzenegger was the bad guy. In the first one, when he was the bad guy, I was like, wait, what? I was so lost that I had no clue he was the bad guy.
And for someone make it on him, we didn't have the internet back then, okay?
Yeah. I was like, I saw this movie, I think, when I was like 6 or 7. I saw the first one when I was 9. So, yeah, I was like, oh, didn't know. Arnold Schwarzenegger does a great job. Again, he's at the height of his power. Linda Hamilton does an amazing job getting in shape. Though they also used her twin. And then also Robert Patrick. That is one.
Dude, he nailed it, dude.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Like him.
Well, and Edward Furlong did great as a child actor.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
It's so good. It crosses all generations. I had my son watch it. He's watched it like 3 or 4 times already. He says it's fantastic.
Now, man, tell him what your wife thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
Do I have to?
Yeah,
you said cross generation. You didn't say what your wife thought.
You're trying to piss me off.
My wife said it was all right.
Oh, what?
I know. I'm sorry.
There's nothing all right about this movie. It's amazing.
Look, like, you just need to be that harsh next time she wants you to watch one of her movies. You gotta be that harsh. Like, I've seen a lot more. So, an interesting fact about Terminator 2 is that after this, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only person to make the top 100 AFI villain and heroes list playing the same character.
Go.
Okay. Oh man.
And I would say for it being released in 1990, you can tell the special effects are old, but it still doesn't look bad. Like sometimes it looks awful.
It looks dated, but better for like at the time.
It's not like Scorpion King, you know. It's not as bad as Scorpion King.
Yeah. You're still like, wow, they did really good for that time. They were really good.
But yeah, our Terminator 2, great movie. Even just how they tried to stop Judgment Day, but all in all,
I also need to give it another watch.
And then they continuously mess with the timeline and future movies.
Well, yeah, it's another one it was another movie that's such an interesting world, and they keep messing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They've ruined it so bad. It needs a total reboot.
Well, Salvation, if they focused more on finally showing us the war instead of trying to stop the war, it might do pretty well. Also, don't kill John Connor because that is kind of one of the major things.
Or don't turn him into a Terminator. That was the weird.
And if you do, don't spoil that in the trailer.
Yeah, dude, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think before we're done here, I think we have to give Linda Hamilton our props. She was so freaking cool in this movie.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's like how you do a badass woman character and not make it forced.
Yeah,
exactly.
True, especially from the first one to this one, like how much she changed.
Yeah.
But it made sense why she changed that much.
I mean,
cocking a shotgun with one arm, she looked BA doing that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, how about Arnold doing that? I like that shotgun Arnold has too, the one that spins. That's so cool.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that bike scene they have. That's
so awesome.
Now I know why you cry. And what a line at the end.
Yeah, some people got it wrong on a previous quote quiz.
And even the music behind it. I mean, James Cameron, good job. So that is our list. Do you agree with our list? Do you not? Have you watched all these movies? Are there some movies we missed that you wish were on it? Let us know in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you to all those that comment. Thank you to all that view. Again, my name's Legacy.
And my name's Max.
I'm Bobby.
Bottom of J.
And Hunter. Yeah.
All right, and may the discussions begin.